My stepmother tried to erase my real mother from family history, so I erased her from the family fortune. Growing up, I thought I had a normal family situation until I turned 16, and everything started falling apart like dominoes. My mom died when I was 8, and my dad remarried 2 years later to this woman who seemed nice enough at first. She had this sweet voice and would always bring me cookies from the bakery downtown, the kind with the rainbow sprinkles that I loved as a kid. But looking back now, I realize those cookies were probably just bribery to make me like her. The first red flag should have been when she started redecorating our house immediately after the wedding. She claimed she wanted to make it feel more like home for everyone, but what she really meant was erasing every trace of my mother's existence. The family photos that used to line the hallway got mysteriously replaced with generic landscape paintings. My mother's favorite blue curtains in the living room suddenly became beige ones that matched nothing. Even her garden out back got completely torn up and replaced with some boring grass and a few bushes. I was too young to understand what was happening at the time, but I remember feeling this strange emptiness in the house. It was like walking into a hotel room instead of the home where I grew up. My stepmother would always have some excuse ready when I asked about missing items. The photo albums were being reorganized, she said. My mother's jewelry was being cleaned and would be back soon. Her books were donated to charity because they were taking up too much space. Each lie felt reasonable enough for a confused kid to accept. My dad seemed oblivious to what was happening, or maybe he just didn't want to deal with it. He worked long hours and traveled frequently, so he was rarely home to see the gradual transformation. When he was around, my stepmother would put on this perfect wife act, making his favorite meals and laughing at all his jokes. She was smart about it, never doing anything dramatic that would wake him up to her true nature. The worst part was how she started telling people that I was her biological son. At school events, parent-teacher conferences, even at the grocery store, she would introduce herself as my mother without any qualification. When people would comment on how I looked nothing like her, she would laugh it off and say I took after my father's side of the family. It made my stomach turn every time, but I was just a kid who didn't know how to speak up. By the time I was in high school, I had almost given up on preserving my mother's memory. My stepmother had been so thorough in her erasure campaign that I sometimes wondered if I was imagining things. Maybe my memories of my real mother were just fantasies I had created to cope with losing her. The house felt completely foreign to me, like I was living in someone else's life. Then one day when I was 17, I was helping my dad clean out the garage when I found something that changed everything. Hidden behind some old paint cans in the very back corner was a dusty cardboard box with my mother's name written on it in her own handwriting. My hands were shaking as I opened it, and inside I found dozens of letters she had